what's up, guys? Canes get back on track a little bit, getting 4 out of 6 much important points in the Metro Division as that's tightened up considerably. And just realizing that you can win in multiple different weird, ugly, not prolific ways. It's funny that, like, at the beginning of the year, we started 14-4, then we went to that crater where the goalies were giving up 3 to 4 every night, so their pressure on scoring was that, and now it's kind of done the opposite, where you're struggling mightily on the power play, where you might as well just pick names out of a hat and see if that works, because we were 0 for 7 on the power play today, even despite creating great chances, and Mikko Rantanen having amazing pass after amazing pass, but no finish, and hitting posts and getting denied on breakaways, getting goalied, and all this stuff, holding the stick too hard because you're trying too hard on the power play, and the bad starts and all of that. Yesterday was a really good win, 2-1 in overtime over Calgary, and it was a much needed one after the disappointing one against Edmonton. Edmonton coming in with a 5-game losing streak and really mad, and the special teams letting us down again, 0 for 3. I think the goal we scored was on the power play, so maybe we were 1 for 4, but we gave up a shorthanded goal in the first. We had 3 power play chances in the first, and you don't get a shot on goal for the most part, and it just, and then you're just trying too hard. The puck management wasn't great at times. Frederik Andersen stood on his head at times. I think that the shorthanded goal shouldn't have happened, obviously. Bad puck management, bad turnover, and Burns couldn't get over, and he got boxed out by his guy, and Slavin couldn't get back in time. But also, Frederik Andersen kind of left a juicy rebound where he didn't pit and ball, eject it farther, and he didn't necessarily control the rebound to give the Oilers the chance to bang that through, and they did. And then you got Martinook hitting the post. Aho with a breakaway chance with the Oilers on a power play with like 1:34 left, and he got denied by Pickard. Pickard had 36 and 37 saves. There was a lot of grade A chances, and we just couldn't find the back of the net to tie it. Roslovic whiffed on one where he had a lot of open net. I don't know if there was a stick in the way on that one. I can't remember or not. But just the finishing ability hasn't been there. And we probably deserved a better result than we got. We should at least got a point out of the Oiler game because we controlled the play in the third period. Most definitely, that was our best period. But it just didn't go our way. And you've felt like a lot of our losses have been that. And yesterday against Calgary, we had 19:48 of offensive zone time. Obviously, 14 minutes on the power play will do that for you. But Wolf kind of stood on his head until Jackson Blake, Jacob Slavin combined on a great 2-on-1 and great executed and nice extra pass instead of what's been happening, too many extra passes with 34.3 to go in the second period. And Pyotr Kochetkov stood on his head in the second period, was a brick wall, a lot of breakaways, that classic poke check, and grade A chances for Calgary in the second after we controlled the play, outshooting them 12-1. I think we had 3 power plays and none of them went in the first period, so it's just one of those things. And then 5-on-3, we killed off the 5-on-3, and then Kadri, nice exchange, and a one-timer pass, Kochetkov. We've given up a power play goal in 4 straight games, which is not Carolina penalty kill like. I think we're putting a lot of pressure on that too because our power play isn't generating and we're just trying too hard. So I think that's a product of that, and hopefully we can clean that up. But Mr. Overtime, Aho, was incredible with that one-timer, Jaccob Slavin, Jackson Blake. I like that pairing. I hope they play a little bit more together because I think that gives Slavin a chance to be a little bit more offensive, even though he's so amazing defensively. But I like that, and I'm very impressed by the fact that even though we were 0 for 7 on the power play, which is insane to say, and credit to Andrei Svechnikov standing up for Martinook, and after that dirty hit, or the high stick by Calgary, I didn't like it. Neither did Svechnikov, and he dropped the gloves. It was absolutely awesome. And we generated a lot of good chances on that 4-minute, but we just couldn't get anything to go. And that's why I think Jaccob Slavin could be an option, kind of like Brady Shea was for the second unit when he was here. I know the power play has always been a topic, except for the first 6 months or 6 weeks of this season when it was red hot. Or we could count on it a little more, I guess. And now it's just kind of a black hole of we don't know. But I commend the Hurricanes for not getting antsy, valuing puck possession in the overtime, and not trying to do too much, not forcing a bad turnover. Kochetkov had one huge save in overtime to get us the puck back, and we didn't relinquish it, and Sebastian Aho did his thing in overtime, as he always does, with his 5th overtime goal this season. I think that could be like a turning point to say that you won a game and you were 0 for 7 on the power play. You don't ever want to say that, but that could be a turning point. Also, Taylor Hall's hit, I think it was clean. That led to the Slavin Blake breakaway transition chance. I really liked Taylor Hall's game since coming to Carolina, in the Rantanen deal as well. There's a lot of good, and the Buffalo Sabre game was awesome. We finally got off to a good start. Jesperi Kotkaniemi dropping the gloves right at the first puck drop to give us that energy. Then we went up 3-0, and we had a power play goal by Mikko Rantanen. He had 2 points with a sick pass to Aho. That connection is starting to form. It feels like big time, and so that was great. And Taylor Hall got his first goal as a Hurricane on a nasty pass from Jack Roslovic. And Kochetkov was good. There was just the one bad turnover by Orlov on the clear, trying to clear on the penalty kill, didn't do it. But we were able to kind of withstand and play our game. And getting out in front really helped, instead of having a really bad period and trying to hang on or only be down 1-0, like we were lucky to be against the Oilers, even though it was only 1-0, we probably should have been down 4 or 5-0. But Frederik Andersen was so good in net, outside of the juicy rebound he gave up on the first goal. I think it was just one of those games that you feel like you could have stole, but that's the way hockey goes sometimes, and that's the way that the Carolina Hurricanes have kind of felt all year. In their bad stretches, where just one bounce here, one stick there, one net front, and it's just what it is. But 4 out of 6 points when you really, really needed it, as the wild card and division standings continue to tighten up. You just keep trying, keep fighting on the power play, and maybe the floodgates will finally open at some point again, and we can rely on that instead of be scared that we go on the power play to create momentum for the other team, it feels like. So 4 out of 6 in this tough back-to-back, you definitely take it, and home cooking is still working for the Carolina Hurricanes, and you take that big time and you run with it. Tough game on Tuesday against Detroit, but I think a lot of things are happening, and the goalies are settling in and keeping us in hockey games for the most part. And when they're not, they're kind of not the goalie's fault, which is a really good thing. It's the defense's fault, and you can tighten that up for sure. You can fix that. So I like what we're doing. It's just a lot harder than it needs to be, especially since we're generating so many power play opportunities. But that's the life of a Carolina Hurricanes fan. We all know it. We'll see if we decide to add anything before the March 7th trade deadline. I believe that's Friday, so it'll be interesting. But as always, let's go Canes. Continue to stack the W's, stack the points, and gain that confidence.